bruh, bruh, bruh. Pfft. Yeah, I met a guy down the dark end of a dark alley. Said he had some information for me, something I might want to see. He was right. What did the man have? He had all the great games that are on sale on Steam this weekend.
Well, hey there, everybody. It's time to do some Steam video games that are on sale. I've got such a load of them to deliver, and yeah, a lot to give you. They are all at least 50% off, and I am personally familiar with all of these through either having played it or through receiving it as a recommendation from somebody whose taste I trust. Yeah. Anyway, so without further ado, by the way, BT Dubs, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be doing this. I'm reassessing a lot of things in my life right now, including, this, which I spend a lot of time on. A lot of time. More than I probably should. Anyway, so yeah, just let you know, things are in the balance. Who knows? Mental health is at stake. Prison Chainball Massacre. This game is so crazy. Yeah, see, you're a top-down prisoner and you got a chain ball and you get different balls to unlock, and then you physics that thing around and murder everyone and then pick up money and then keep doing it. And see how long you can go, how many like rounds of guards and fellow prisoners and other people that you can handle. Yeah, it is a stupid fun game. Very budget, but I love it. How can it be mixed? Come on. I love this game. Anyway, 50% off at 99 cents. No Man's Sky. I have spent more time in this game than in any other. This is the new update. I don't know about that new update. So, because I haven't played it yet, so I don't want a lot of spoilers on it. I do know you get essentially a Millennium Falcon. Like, I see that. But anyway, yeah, beautiful game, incredible game. You can do whatever you want in worlds without end. And it's just incredible. It's an experience. 60% off, 23.99. I love this game. Um, yeah, Fallout 4. Uh, yeah. So, this has been a thing since forever. I haven't played it yet. Because I kept trying to play Fallout 3. Could you play, for crying out loud? I kept trying to play Fallout 3 and it kept breaking. And I was like, oh, I want to play Fallout 3 first because I have played 1 and 2, the old school, where, like, if you don't do it before the vault closes, then you've just wasted significant amount of your life because game over and you don't get the ending. It's like worse than not getting the good ending, is like doing everything you need to do and then the vault is sealed and so you just die pointlessly. Anyway, yeah, but Fallout 4 is, the evolutionary thing of the Fallout world. And of course, like, Fallout 76 is on sale, and so that's terrible. Just kidding. I mean, I don't know. Everybody said that, and I can't tell you. Don't starve. Don't starve. I don't know if I told you how much Fallout 4 was. I'm a little frazzled. I have not been in a good mental health space. That's why I'm reevaluating my life right now. Anyway, but yeah, don't starve. You just try and stay alive. And it's this super awesome hand drawn, gothic style stuff. 249. You can get it in a bundle. And Don't Starve Together is also on sale, but this bundle 72% off, 766 for, I believe, the two games and the DLC. No, this is Don't Starve alone. The Don't Starve Mega Pack 1563. That'll have the Don't Starve Together plus all the DLC for that. Anyway, a little bit more. But yeah, Don't Starve Together is one of my wife's favorite games, and she can't wait till I review it because she wants to review it with me. Anyway, Fallout New Vegas. This is a lot of people's favorite Fallout, and everyone is like, "Okay, have you played this one?" And I'm like, "I can't get through 3. I think they patched it finally, and so you can actually play it. I will find out if I can play Fallout 3, then we'll do it. But anyway, 50% off at 4.99. You can also get the ultimate with all the DLCs, 60% off for $7.99. Moonlighter, I've talked about this one before. You are deciding as you loot the dungeons and are also supplying gear for other people who are looting the dungeons. You get to decide, do I keep the things that I find for myself, or do I sell them in my store to get the money that I need to keep going? And yeah, so you got to balance it out, and it's really really fun game, really excellent pixel art, and it's 75% off at 4.99. Piku Niku is just adorable. It's an adorable game. You know, you play as Homestar Runner, and you are puzzle platforming mostly. Yeah, if we can get past the claymation. But yeah, you yeah, you're doing a lot of puzzling, fair bit of physics puzzling, and it's a silly game with a silly sense of humor and very very cute. Yeah, my kids love this one. It is 75% off at $3.24. You can get collector's edition bundle for another dollar or something. You know, so if you really enjoy it, and it's overwhelmingly positively reviewed, because I don't know who doesn't like this game. Here's another one, Child of Light. This is a beautiful, beautiful game, even though it comes to us from Ubisoft, who is like, they make good games, but you wouldn't necessarily say that they're like this kind of beautiful. Yeah, so Child of Light is this beautiful watercolor world, except for you are a child who is dealing with the concept of death, and the entire game sort of helps you with the concept of death. And so there's a really beautiful, touching story underneath all of it, but it's also a really good turn based RPG because when you get into battle, let's see if we can get battle sequence at all. Aha, here we go. Yeah. It's turn based, like really cool turn based stuff. um a lot of cool powers and RPG stuff that you get to unlock as you go along. 70% off, 449 on that mamma jamma. Risk of Rain 2 is one of the coolest roguelikes out there. It just remains one of the coolest. Why? Well, because look at it. I mean, it's beautiful. And it really is a different experience depending on which class you are playing. And so, yeah, you really do fight some very big bosses, but you have to build yourself up so that you are a match for them. And there's a ton of ways that you can build yourself up, but the key is to just keep moving and stay alive. Anyway, really cool game, really cool world, very fun to play. Very fun to play multiplayer, and I don't play a lot of multiplayer games, but I have played this with my son and enjoyed it. It is 67% off at 824. So yeah, Risk of Rain 2. Fallout 3, there's the Mamma Jamma I was talking about. Keeps crashing all the time. Yeah, where um I keep getting to the town where everybody worships the atomic bomb. Yeah. And if you know the game, then you know like, oh, that's like the first place you go when you leave home. Like it's literally the next place you go. So like you finish the tutorial and then you go there. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And that's where the game keeps crashing on me. Anyway, so I haven't finished it yet, but I hope to. It's 75% off for 4.99. Up next, Supreme Commander. This is the sequel to Total Annihilation, and it is one of the greatest RTS games ever made, just ever. All my friends who are RTS people will tell you that Supreme Commander is among their very favorites. It is 259, 80% off. You can get the gold edition that has the DLC for Supreme Commander, or you can get the full bundle, 85% off, 676. Get Supreme Commander and Supreme Commander 2 with the DLC for both. And yeah, it's a decent deal for truly one of the best RTSs ever made. Evoland is an RPG where you progress as you go through the RPG. The style of the RPG changes and gets later and later into the history of role playing game creation. And so the game is really an homage to everything that has come before it, and the way that it evolves over time is just really, really cool. Now, please do pay attention because it is only the legendary edition of the first game that is on sale. The second game does go on sale as well sometimes, usually not till like winter and summer sale. But this one is on sale right now, 75% off, $4.99. Good game. Batman the Arkham Collection. I have not played these games, but man, I really want to because they always looked so cool. I have played a little bit of Arkham Asylum, um, from back when I worked in public library. Somebody left the game running and I was on lunch. I was like, let's find out. And I found out and it was awesome. Anyway, $8.99, 85%. You get three games and one big ol' DLC. So there you go. 20XDX is the Mega Man game that Capcom couldn't make or didn't make. I don't know which, but whichever doesn't matter. This game is remarkable because it is a fast moving, well designed Mega Man game that is procedurally generated in a roguelike way. And it is so awesome to play. And you can play it local co op, you can play 2-player. Anyway, it is $2.99 at 80% off. You can also, pony up for the soundtrack, which the soundtrack is pretty good. Metal Unit, I've talked about this one before. This one, she's like very fan service. Anytime you pause the game, she's got this pose where she's like grabbing one boob because she can't not when you're pausing the game. Anyway, it's a whole thing. But the actual gameplay is very Metroid-ish, except it's not a Metroidvania. It's just an action hack and slashy platformer, but a very good one. And you are a metal unit. You're a cyborg robot thing just crushing everybody and picking up new weapons and abilities and all that kind of stuff. Really cool game. Oh, here's what I was talking about before. Yeah, every cut scene, every pause scene, this is how she doing. Got to arch that back for some reason, and really. Anyway, just hold on to one of them. Fan service out the yin yang in that game, but it's a really well made game, and it is very fun. But do be prepared for fan service. Torchlight and Torchlight 2, I've talked about. These are the greatest Diablo clones ever made. Torchlight right now is 80% off at $2.99, and Torchlight 2 is 80% off at $3.99. And they are both really, really beautiful, really fun, very satisfying Diablo clones, and arguably in some ways better than actual Diablo itself. So excellent games. I cannot say enough about them. 80% off at $3.99. The Ascent. The Ascent is an isometric shooter, and it is I love my isometric shooters. People sometimes complain that this one is too short, but that's just right for me. Takes place in a cyberpunk world, and yeah, it's super cool, and I do love the isometric shootiness of it. It's just really well done, and it's $5.99. You can get, with all the DLC, still 74% off, but a little bit more. The Vagrant. Oh, here's another game with tons of fan service. You will notice right away that they really took time to jibble her jubbles in the entire game. Like, very important that her gibblies get jubblied. And there are no small chested women in this game, just so you know. Like, it's all, stacked fatties or stacked baddies. That's what it is. They like to be called fatties. Anyway, uh regardless, but the hack and slashiness of this game is excellent, and that's the entire point. It is awesome Metroidvania hack and slash action, 80% off at 79 cents for a really, really good game. For the King is an RPG, a strategy RPG that feels like a tabletop game and kind of plays like a tabletop game in a lot of ways, the way that it presents itself to you. Very, very cool stuff. Hex grid and everything will really give you that tabletop-y vibe if you enjoy tabletop RPGs. It is 80% off at $3.99. Disgaea PC. The Disgaea games are incredible. They are all on sale this weekend. The sad thing is you cannot get Disgaea 3, which like that is truly, truly a shame. But Disgaea for the PC and Disgaea 2, which I also highly recommend. Just excellent, excellent strategy RPGs that are cool in the sense that you get to build all of your minions, and it's got a really cool storyline. I really, really like this game. And its sequel, which here's its sequel, doing its whole Disgaea thing as well. Yeah, very strategy based, very important. It really matters how you approach a battle. You don't just have to be like overpowering, you have to be smart. And yeah, it's a really cool game. Disgaea 2 is 80% off at $3.99. Grab Lab. This is a grappling hook puzzler. So a platform puzzler with a grappling hook mechanic. And that may sound pretty simple, but it gets very complicated over time, um, to the point where, you are really dodging a lot of things and flipping gravity upside down and doing all kinds of crazy nonsense. Very, very cool game. I feel like it needs more love, honestly. 83% off at 84 cents. Sleeping Dogs, this is just a really cool game with a Yakuza vibe. Think it's, yeah, Square Enix. I was going to say. Anyway, but this was a standout on the PS3, and I am very much of the opinion because PS3 is getting close to its you know, to its retro future, and before too long, people will start being nostalgic for it, and this is one of the games that people will be nostalgic for. So have a copy. It's a really good game. Um, anyway, it is 85% off at 2.99. Okay, Batman, the video game, the Lego. All of the Lego Batman games are on sale. They are all excellent, but you can get all three of them for $4.99 at 90% off. So I recommend that you do that because they're awesome. Diggerman is basically Boulder Dash, but it's got a lot of new things because you got to charge your batteries. There are new, uh, different types of uh, obstacles that you have to deal with and stuff. And you have to make split second decisions as you move along. It's just a really cool concept. 84 cents at 83% off. Really good budget game there. Speaking of really good budget games, Deus Ex Game of the Year Edition. This is one of those you have to play this at some point games. It is that important to the history of gaming in general. This is the origin of Choices Matter. And it is 97 cents at 86% off. There's a whole bundle with all the other Deus Ex games. I haven't played the other Deus Ex games because I've been afraid because I haven't heard good things and have in fact heard not good things. Anyway, Horde of Plenty is an arena shooter with some really cool gimmicks. I really like this first level when you have the swinging gates that you can use to put space between you and your enemy and also cordon them off and get them into a place where they can easily be taken out. Yeah, cool stuff. Cool idea. 74 cents at 85% off. Um, Shooting stars. Celebrities suck and you should shoot them with guns. Pretty much is the idea behind this game. This is a very silly um, twin sticky type shooter, and you will be facing off against pixel arted celebrities, and it's a silly goose. It's very funny, and yeah, it doesn't take itself or anything about it too seriously at all. Anyway, 74 cents at 85% off. Just Cause. The Just Cause games are basically Grand Theft Auto, but you can do anything. You can do anything. Any stupid stunt you've ever seen. And all of the Just Cause games are on sale. This is Just Cause 1, but also Just Cause 2 is the same, but even crazier, with even more that you can do that is like any action movie stunt that you've ever seen that you're like, no way, dude, that's so stupid. because the physics don't. Yeah, physics don't matter in this world. Is what physics don't. As far as yeah, these games are concerned, the Just Cause series in general is just it gives you so many opportunities to just get crazy and do what you want. And because of the sandboxy nonlinear gameplay, a lot of people do just go freaking crazy and see what they can get away with because it's so open world, you can get away with so much. Anyway, and Just Cause 4 is on sale, which I believe is for the first time, and it's pretty inexpensive. So, yeah, I recommend bundling the Just Cause games. They're so good. BioShock Remastered, this is one I haven't played yet, but I know how it ends. Thanks, students. Um, but anyway, I really need to play it, and there is a oh come on now, yeah, because they're like uh they are 89% off because they're not because it's there's a bundle that is cheaper, and I think it might be this one, the 2K horror bundle that makes BioShock cheaper. Anyway, regardless, Dungeon Siege, speaking of cheaper, yeah, these games are really cheap, but this is how Square Enix responded to Diablo, and it's a really cool game that still holds up. I played it last year and it was super fun. I really enjoyed myself. And it's only 97 cents, but the entire collection, Dungeon Siege 1, 2, and 3, and the DLC for 3 is 85% off at 2.99. Almost there, people. Neurovoider is this twin sticky roguelike type experience. And it gets incredibly frantic incredibly quickly. Yeah, because brains and robots, brains and robots. It's got a pretty crazy story and whatnot. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but the brains and robots thing does come into play. I'll just tell you that much. Anyway, it's $139 at 90% off. You can even get a deluxe edition with all the stuff, but 86%. And last but not least, Splasher, one of my kids' favorite games, where you splash paint on the walls. And the red, you can run up walls, you can run upside down, and the yellow makes you bouncy. And then you use bounciness and stickiness, and then water, which you use to wash off the effects of the paint and whatnot, to sort of Metroidvania your way through some really cool levels and do some pretty complicated puzzle solving. It's a really cool game, very fun. And yeah, everybody I've ever introduced to it has really enjoyed it. It's 90% off and $1.49. Anyway, people, it is very late and I need to get to bed. This is take like 7 of me doing this. This will not be indexed because I don't have time and I don't care enough this week. I'm just barely keeping it together. But if you watch this, if you enjoy this, thank you very much. I do appreciate everyone's support. And yeah, I am reevaluating some things in my life, but don't worry, like I'm not going to do anything rash. Uh, and I'm also just, what I want to come out of this is a better way for me to, feel uh like I'm on top of things and being able to do everything that I want to do and also still have a life outside of it. Anyway, I'll keep you posted. Don't worry. Anyway, people, thanks for being here for this one. I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.